All right, guys, back here at the garage. Hey, we got something a little different for you today. We're going to be lowering the Grom today, at least the front anyway. We got new lowering shocks, springs, whatever you want to call them, from the Ruck shop. Apparently it's pretty easy. I've watched a couple of videos, so don't think I just knew how to do it all on my own. But we'll go through it, kind of reiterate how to do it. I don't know if it'll necessarily be a how-to video, but definitely be learning a couple things together on this one. And then I also got lowering for the rear and a stretch for the swing arm, and then also I have I bought the fat rear tire kit as well for that. So we'll be getting to all this in time, but we're going to start with just the front and get that done and out of the way. Also, I'll have to change the bars. I got new bars that you can't use the factory bars when you lower it, because this extends up 2 inches and it gets into the bars that are currently there, so you have to change those out, which is a pretty easy thing as well. But anyway, we'll get on with it. Alright, so here's what we get with the kit. These are apparently called clip-on bars. They just, with this bend here, it makes it so your shocks can come up through them. This is all there is, man. It's pretty simple. Looks like you just drop the springs in. Alright, I'm gonna conquer these bars first, since you gotta have those done anyways. It's kind of hard with one hand, but you're gonna take apart the clamps for these. You gotta take everything off of these handlebars in order to change out the others, obviously. So getting these off is the first step. You're gonna do that to both this side and those 2 bolts right there to get those off. And then after we get those 2 items off, there and there, then we're gonna move back around here, and there should be a little focus, a little screw there, and then also in the same spot on the other side, right there, and you'll take both of those off to get those handles off there. Alright, so I stand a little corrected. There's actually 2 of them. There's another one on the bottom too, right there. Let me see if I can get it right there. Yeah, take both of those off. So now that you got both of those off, this side comes off really easy with the grip and everything. This side's kind of a struggle. You got to really pull at it to get it off, but not a big hurdle, just something you got to get over. So now we're going to take off these 4 screws right here, and looks like what we have here is a 6 Allen, and it'll go in there just fine. And you'll take all 4 of those off, so we can then remove the bars. Alright, so now we got those off. We are going to take these off, and anybody wondering what size it is, it's actually 36 millimeter. I have one. I've seen a lot of people use just adjustable wrenches. Those probably work fine too. We can use this in an impact to at least break it loose, and then probably take it off with our hands after that. Okay, so that's loosened now, and so now we got it to hold up underneath here. It's a 17 millimeter. Hold that, and you're basically going to unscrew this again off of there. And once you get it off, you will have this to take off, and you'll have a little washer underneath there. You want to take that off too, because you're going to have to put the spring up underneath there. Take this guy off as well. Got them all laid right there. That's all the 3 pieces you should have out of there. And then now we're going to come over here and open this guy up right here. It does look like they give you new washers. You'll have the extensions for the top. They're screwed together out of the package, but have a couple new washers, a couple springs, What we're going to do over here is we're going to drop in these springs. If you notice, one end has a little step down, and that's the end that goes in first. And you can kind of feel it lock in there, actually. And then you'll take your washer, you'll put it on top of that. And then you're going to take your extension here, and you're going to screw that on. And you can kind of feel it actually bottom out on there. Okay, and then if you notice, your rod is still quite a ways down in there. If you just kind of like roll the bike over to the side, you'll notice it come back through. Kind of push down on it. Yeah, there we go. And then you'll take it and you'll put your guy back on here. And that's going to actually screw back onto the extension. And you're just going to tighten all that back down so it's tight. So that's what it looks like done. That's what the factory one looks like. So quite a bit different. So you're basically going to do exactly what you did over here, just repeat it over here. Got both of them in. They look pretty cool. I don't know, you can't really tell how much it's lowered yet. But it does seem low, much lower than it was. So now we're going to move on to the bars. And those seem pretty easy. Looks like they're going to kind of sit right in here like that. And obviously you're going to put those 4 center bolts back in. And I'm definitely going to be using some Loctite on all of these bolts. And you're going to want to use the bolts that came with it because they're shorter. Noticeably shorter than this because you're not going to have that extra riser that's on the factory bars. So those will all go in here. So what I did, I put in these with the Loctite on them, and also these came, well, in there but not tight. So I took all 3 of these out. They're a 5 Allen wrench, and put Loctite on those and then put them back in the hole. And also you can adjust this in or out a little bit, you know, you got before it hits the speedometer and the gauge cluster and stuff. But these, for whatever reason, did not line up perfectly for me. I had to put in a couple and then raise the handlebars up and then start the other 2, and then I was able to tighten it down just fine. But man, the bolt holes were off just a hair, but it ended up working out okay, so that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing I did on this side to this side, and should be good on the handlebars being mounted. Okay, so we got one side done. This side's the easy side because this thing slides on no problem. I definitely have adjusted it as far in as it possibly can go because otherwise you run out of space to put your brake lever. Just to let everybody know, I am not using power tools to tighten everything down to prevent any type of stripping or anything. I like to feel things get tight and all that, especially these guys here. I didn't use any power tools to tighten that down. So now all I have is just to put this grip back on here, and it wasn't easy to get off, but it looks like it's going to be fairly simple to get back on. And then put all this stuff back, and we should be ready to rock. Okay, everything's done. I got the handlebars back together. Everything's adjusted back to where I feel like it's going to be good, but you know, only riding it will really tell us that. But it looks like the suspension travel. I'm interested to see how this thing is going to ride, honestly. Obviously we are stretching it, and it's going to be more of a cruiser than a wheelie machine. I did actually buy another Grom, so I have 2 Groms. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one or if I'm going to sell it to a buddy, but at the moment I do have 2 Groms that I could learn to wheelie on the other one if I wanted to, but I got enough on my plate with the EF being painted, which we're almost done with the paint on that. Here's how the body actually turned out. I'll go over that in another video, but it turned out really good. The color's pretty neat. Kind of a purpley color. But anyway, yeah, we'll go over that in another video. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Pretty easy install, honestly. The Ruck shop really gets you fixed up with everything that you'll need to do the job, and it seems like everything fits pretty good. No complaints, at least as far as the front lowering kit goes. We'll be doing the back and also the extension, so I don't really have any doubts. They're pretty well known all over online as far as being some of the best Ruckus and Grom stuff that you can buy, so I don't really have any doubts. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. Come back and hang out, and we'll do the rear and the extension. Have a good day, guys.